Hey folks, welcome back. The lighting is terrible. Bear with me as I adjust the blind. Oh, come on. Okay, that is better. Now I need to turn on the fan. Bear with me again. Stepping out of frame. Okay, we are back again, folks. We are here in my upstairs bedroom, formerly my wife's grandfather's bedroom. May he rest in peace. And a friend of mine on Instagram, my friend Sean, who's into typewriters in Canada, and I have sold him a typewriter that he graciously took off of my hands after I messed it up. He was able to rejuvenate it. He wanted me to showcase my meager collection, which is a lot smaller than it used to be. I have parted ways with many of the machines. So I'm going to highlight the machines that I currently have, maybe even talk about some that I've had in the past. I'm currently broadcasting from San Joaquin County, Central Valley of California, south of Stockton, north of Modesto. You do the math. So up here, you can still find typewriters at the thrift shop for relatively cheap. I usually don't pay any more than $30 for a machine. And we're going to start with the one that I just picked up a couple of weeks ago here. Bear with me. So this particular machine does have the hard case. It is a Smith Corona Galaxy 12. It just needed a new ribbon. The only issue is the set key there is for the margin, I believe. It's not working. It's stuck in the down position, but I like it. Very 60s. It's two-tone. It's kind of got this golden and then this pale yellow paint. It's modern and has all the features. Some machines, you know, they don't have the number 1. You got to use the lowercase L. Power space works. So cool. It's got that classic jeweled escapement. This is one of 2 of these. I had another Galaxy 12 that had a I'm sorry, it was just a Galaxy Deluxe. The other one, the Galaxy Deluxe, has a more narrow platen. The Galaxy 12 has a larger platen, larger carriage assembly. I don't even know if I'm using the right terminology. Lately, I have been mostly doing video reviews, and I just kind of type my brief notes and so on and so forth. Now I have a huge stack of summary notes for my, that's my up-and-coming review. We'll talk about that later. So this is number 1. Number 2, which I picked up the same day that I picked up the Classic 12. I paid $25 a piece for these machines. Another Smith Corona machine, Sterling, the last of this style, according to my friend. New ribbon, that's all it needed, just like the other one. And I had surplus new ribbons. It's a later machine, same logo like the other one, but it still has that heavy-duty blue crinkle finish. Well, not really. This is more of like a hammer tone, I guess. I don't know. Earlier machines had like this crinkle finish, but this one just has kind of a, uh-oh, I got a call coming in. Worst video edits you've ever seen in the history of YouTube, but I really like the color of this one. Bear with me, folks. This Olympia SM9 I got in 2018 at the now defunct Salvation Army of Manteca for $25. Just needed a new ribbon. The ribbon reverse does not work on this. You have to get in there and manually click it over to spool back the other way. This is really floppy. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I like the type slugs on this. It's not in perfect condition. It's got some chips and it's okay. It does have the carry case. I used this machine for probably well over a year. This was my go-to machine until I started using that two-tone Classic 12. That's it for that one. I feel like there's a theme here of mostly $25 typewriters. But like I said, this one didn't really need any service. It was just, most of them are new ribbon and good to go. This Classic 12 I got at a thrift shop in Stockton on Pacific called Hope Chest. I paid $12 for this one. It does have an original owner initialing on there. The hard case also has the initials on there. This one, the power space doesn't really work right. See what I mean? So it's got an issue. It doesn't really, The other one works properly, but this one, what else about this one? This one was missing one of these, but I snagged it off of another machine that I ended up selling on eBay before I sold it, and no one noticed. It needed a new ribbon, but it works. It's got the same jeweled escapement. I used this one for quite a bit, but I have not used it in a while since I got the other one. I kind of like the other one better, color-wise. This one's just kind of dull, just kind of a dark charcoal color. But it's a good machine. I never even really used that. I just used the regular space bar. And so that's that one. This particular machine came out of a barn in Ripon, California, which is the next town over from where I live. And it did have the original owner's manual. I'm pretty sure this is not for this machine. It's a much earlier model. Love that haircut. Yeah. So this one I got for $10. It was disgusting. The keys were all chalky and weird. I was able to get most of that weirdness off there. $10 for the machine. I don't like to disparage the local typewriter shops, but the local typewriter shop, I feel like for $100, it really wasn't any different to do their service than it was before. I don't know enough about the magic margin system, but I feel like this thing is super gimmicky and I could never really set the margins with that feature. I end up just kind of having to mess around with it underneath there. The paint is super cool and it's like in mint condition. I don't think there's one chip on this body. I got this thing probably 2 years ago and I have hardly ever used it. It's just not one of my favorite machines. It just, the feel of the keys feels not great for me. I like a really firm key. I like that Olympia SM9 a lot better than this one, but I feel like the reason I do not use this one is because of the funky magic margin, which is a Royal thing. I'm just not a fan. So this one just mostly sits in the closet for the $100 service that I spent. Kind of a waste of money. If I was only $10 into it when I bought it, I should have just bought it and had it as a display piece. This is the machine that I have kept the longest out of any machine. I think I got this machine in maybe 2010. So I was still living at home with my parents at the time. Would have been in my mid-20s. And this is a Smith Corona Sterling. Got the hard case for it. This one I haven't used in years. It's one of those other machines that's cosmetically really nice. It does have a note of service, Mako's 91086, and I had this place serviced by a business machine place in Anaheim, California when I still lived at home with my parents, and it had a silver service label for a typewriter shop in Ballard area of Washington. And when I got it back, they had peeled the sticker off. I was so mad. So this machine has an issue though. I think I paid $17 for it. Again, $60 for a service that I probably had on it 10, 12 years ago. Space bar won't space. It just, I don't know. If you're a typewriter person and you're watching this, maybe you can let me know what's going on. And I don't want to dive into it. Typewriters, there's springs and wires and I don't know. So I don't know. It just sits in the closet and I'm sad because I love it. And it's the typewriter that I've had longer than any machine. Doesn't work. So now I'm going to showcase my machines that I call paperweights or decorator items that just kind of sit, and there you go. This particular machine, a desktop Royal KMM, I believe, I got from a bookstore in Orange County called The Bookman. They were originally on Tustin Street and Collins in the city of Orange, and they lost their lease and they had to move, and this was just used purely as a decorator item. I got it for $18 in 2018, and it has sat on the spot in my living room ever since then. It's just pretty much a decorator item. Don't want to put any money into it. I just bought it as one of those sentimental items that I always remember seeing on a shelf in the bookstore, and I picked it up because whenever I see it, I think of my time living in Orange County, and I would always go there to get used books. So there it is. A decorator item in my living room that the kids mess with all the time, and it drives me nuts. But I don't know, it's a cool machine, and maybe it's good that the kids are interested in it. Okay, here's the last paperweight typewriter that I've tried to unload so many times I've lost count. It is a Smith Corona Secretarial that I got in Pleasanton after an estate sale was over. It was listed on Facebook Marketplace as a curb alert, and I drove out there. It was like 60 miles round trip, At the time I was excited, I was like, ooh, free typewriter, but clearly it needs service. The platen is as hard as a rock. Doesn't currently have a ribbon in it. Does tell you what ribbon you need. I'm sure it would work. Although, I don't know how much money a professional would want to put into this machine. And I'm just not a fan of these huge bulky desktop machines. So here it's sat since 2019. So what are we looking at? 3 years. I've tried to Facebook Marketplace this thing for as low as $10. Can't tell you how many times someone has hit me up and asked if it's still available. Never hear a word again after that. So in conclusion, I just want to kind of summarize with the typewriters that I no longer own. Right before I got fired from working at CarMax in January of 2019, the day I got fired, as a matter of fact, right before I went in for my shift, I bought a Smith Corona Model 3 folding with case, which is not in great condition. And I had that as a display piece, but it gave me bad memories because I got fired that day that I bought it, and I paid 95 bucks for it. It's the most that I've ever paid for a typewriter. And I gave it away and now resides on a bookshelf as a decorator piece in my friend Steve's house in Modesto. So that's one that I do regret giving away, but I also kind of had mixed feelings about having it because I had the negative association that I got fired the day that I got it. So that's one that I kind of regret getting rid of, but whatever. It's happy at Steve's house and I know it's safe there. The other one that I gave away that I'm kind of missing, but my buddy Ryan loves it and he recently finally got a ribbon for it and got it all working. A Smith Corona Super G. It's bright orange with black racing stripes. That was made in Great Britain. That now resides in Summerlin, Las Vegas. If you're ever at the Trader Joe's in Summerlin, stop by, say hi to my friend Ryan. I recently gave away a Smith Corona correcting tape Courier typewriter to my friend Eric. Whether he wanted it or not, he now has it. Hope you use it. So that one I gave away recently. What's another one? Oh, to my wife's cousin up in Washington, I gave her a Brother portable with a hard case that I had serviced. It's okay. It's got a very light typing feel, which I didn't care for it, but for someone that was new to the hobby, wanted a machine, gave that to her. I gave my mom a Brother Ultra Portable. Can't remember the model. It's kind of a butternut yellow color. Let's see. I had another Brother typewriter that I got and sold when I still lived in Orange County. I bought it for like 12, sold it for like 50. It had a zipper case. That was cool. I gave a Remington portable to my friends Vince and Faith. I gave another Remington portable to a friend of mine that lived in Orange County. Let me think. I sold a Quiet Deluxe Royal when I still lived in Orange County. Recently sold an Olympiette Electric. What else? I had a Smith Corona Silent that I hauled back from a thrift shop in New Jersey all the way to California in my carry-on. Sold that 2 Christmases ago. Should have kept it. What else is up there in my old noggin typewriters? I had another Galaxy Deluxe with manual, kind of a hammer tone color. Oh no, I'm sorry. That one was light blue with the blue platen. Sold that one on eBay. Lost a ton of money on that one because it cost too much to ship. I had a very early Royal Quiet Deluxe from the 40s. Sold that one on eBay. And that one went all the way back east. And what else? This is where you're like, why am I still watching this guy talk about his past machines? If you're interested, maybe you're sticking around. I don't know. I think that's it that I could think of off the top of my head. There was a point where I had so many machines, like I felt like I had 20 machines and I was really only using 1 or 2 daily. And I thought to myself, I am a hoarder. These are just sitting around in their cases, packed away. Let's move them on to somebody else. Do I really need this many? Because of I kind of collected them, but I kind of more just wanted a practical use machine because I liked sending personal correspondence via typewritten letter. So now I'm down to the ones that you've just seen. And really, I could probably get rid of most of those if I had to. I'm not in love with them, but I have them. So there you go. This is a really long video. If you've made it this far, you were into it, comment below. Till next time, see you then.